I wanted to take a moment to thank each of our sponsor levels that are working to support this conference. So thank you to our gold sponsors. Our silver sponsors. And finally, our community sponsors. So one particular group that has been supporting SciPy for the past several years, but in particular this year, is NumFocus. So you've seen NumFocus's booth outside. You've seen them on all of the labels and everything, and also on our website. NumFocus has been handling all of the logistics for this conference, and they also support various events and meetups around the country, as well as projects. So I wanted to take this time and allow Jim, the interim executive director of NumFocus, to come up and tell you a little bit about what NumFocus does and what they can do, what they're doing to support the community, and what maybe you can do to support NumFocus if you're interested.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be up here as the interim executive director of NumFocus and excited to be part of another fantastic year at SciPy. SciPy is a special event in our community. It brings together people from academia, government, industry, from all corners of the scientific Python ecosystem. And what makes SciPy so powerful isn't just the technology, but also the people in the room. This is one of the only places where users and developers come together across sectors to share tools, solve problems, and move science and technology forward together. Many of you know that NumFocus is the nonprofit that organizes SciPy. We are proud to continue that legacy and grow this truly communicative event because at our core, NumFocus exists to support the open source scientific community. Today, we fiscally sponsor 62 open source projects, many of which are central to your workflows, NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, many more. We're here to support the tools, but also the people and the communities behind them. That's why, in addition to fiscal sponsorship, we also support and organize events like this. Spaces where maintainers, contributors, and users can come together to share ideas and collaborate in real time. We believe that you can't support the tools without also supporting the communities that build and sustain them, and that is what SciPy is all about. As a nonprofit, we rely on donations and partnerships to do this work. If you or your organization uses these tools, and I'm pretty sure everyone here does, we invite you to help us keep them sustainable and thriving. That could mean a personal donation or connecting us with someone at your company who might want to sponsor a project, support a developer's time, or partner with the NumFocus organization directly. You can find me or stop by the NumFocus booth. My colleague Arliss has been there all weekend. Hopefully many of you got to chat with her. But overall, I just want to thank you all for being a part of this community. The work being done in this room, in the talks, the tutorials, the hallway chats, is how open source grows and how science moves forward. We also hope that as many people as possible will be able to join us for the sprints tomorrow, because that is where the work will continue. And our organization is proud to be a part of all that. So on a hopeful note, I am happy to announce that NumFocus has hired its next executive director. We are finalizing the details of the offer and start date, and we're excited to make that announcement on July 15th. So this is the official teaser for that. I want to make a moment to personally thank the Executive Director Hiring Committee, who did do an amazing job. Julie Hollick, who chaired the committee, Michael Zargum, aka Zargum, Sanket Verma, and Wolf Volprecht. They volunteered a tremendous amount of time to finding the next leader of NumFocus, and luckily I also really enjoy them, which made all those hours generally enjoyable. But I want to personally thank you, and I'm excited for the next chapter of NumFocus, and just want to thank you for all being a part of that, and look forward to seeing you around. Thank you.
Thank you again to NumFocus. Like, all the logistics for this conference have been enormous, and Jim has been the primary one handling all of those. So we're very appreciative. Thank you so much, Jim. This conference is also not possible without a humongous amount of donated time from our organizing committee. Can the organizing committee members maybe like raise their hands so you can see where they are in this room? And there's several here. There's also several that are virtual and online. Let's take a moment to thank each of them. There's several committees, and each of them intersect with the experience that you've had while you've been here. The program committee doesn't just consist of the program committee chairs, but also each level of track chair. So the program committee selects and curates what the program is going to be each year. And the track chairs then are the ones that review and curate each track selection. And so the track chairs do a lot of work in addition to the rest of the organizing committee. And I want to take the time to thank them too. Because this is a conference where you have to submit proposals and hopefully get a talk or a poster or a tutorial, we also have reviewers that review each of those. And you probably saw your reviewer comments and incorporated them to improve each of your submissions. And so we have the program and tutorial reviewers who volunteered their time to make sure that we've curated a really high quality conference this year. We also have reviewers for the proceedings committee. So most of you have heard from the proceedings committee, those of you that submitted talks and to the program. So you can submit to the SciPy proceedings. I highly recommend you check out last year's proceedings. They're beautiful and hosted online, and you can see all these amazing submissions. And so you can submit to the proceedings and have a paper as part of our proceedings. And that process is online, it's interactive, it's on GitHub. And so people volunteer time to do the review of the proceedings. We always need additional reviewers on proceedings. So if you would like to review for the proceedings next year, please use this QR code to go through and fill out this form for proceedings. If you are already a proceedings reviewer, the proceedings committee has actually asked that you fill this out again. They've added more detail about domain expertise so they can appropriately match people with proceedings reviews. So please take the time to fill this out. It will really help the proceedings committee for next year. Finally, you've seen people around the conference with the SciPy shirt, but it's a sage green instead of the white as the rest of the conference shirts. Those are volunteers for the conference. They've been managing things on site day to day throughout the conference. And the volunteers have been making this conference really wonderful throughout our time here. And so let's thank our volunteers as well. Now, you already heard from Jim, and I mentioned how he's handling logistics. Jim is a man of many hats, so of course we had to make this incredible slide for him. And really, Jim has handled every single item of this conference throughout the year, helping select the new venue, making sure we're having food, making sure that sponsor booths are going to be set up and that they have space for it. So I really want to take the time to thank Jim for all of the work that he has done. SciPy would not be the same without Jim's logistical help. Thank you so much, Jim. Now, you've been hearing from both Julie and I all week. The general chair of SciPy is a 3-year term, and this is Julie's last year. And so I'd really like to send Julie out with a thank you. She's shepherded a huge amount of change of SciPy over the past three years. We've moved from Austin to Tacoma. The conference has changed throughout the times being pretty weird. And Julie has been the person who has shepherded us through that. So thank you so much, Julie. But with Julie's exit, we need to recruit a new chair. I can't be the sole dictator of this conference. Nobody should trust me with that. So, without further ado, I'm going to announce next year's co-chair, Gil. I think Gil's photo here really appropriately describes his excitement for this new transition, and I'm really looking forward to working with Gil next year. Thanks, Gil. Okay, so now let's go through our announcements. So do you want to help direct in where we're going to go next year, or like what we're going to be doing, or do you have suggestions on tracks that you want to see, content you want to see? Maybe you have constructive suggestions for improvement for the conference for next year. Please come to the SciPy 2026 BOF at 4:40 p.m. In room 315 today. This BOF, you will be able to give your feedback. We will be recording it, and we will be trying to make sure that everybody is heard. So please come to the BOF. You will have input on next year's conference. We also will be sending out a post-conference survey. Please fill out that survey. We will use that feedback to direct next year's conference and also make changes if we need to. As you've seen the past 2 days, we've had some incredible lightning talks. You can still submit today. Go to the NumFocus booth and submit your lightning talk submissions, and maybe we'll get to hear from you later today. We also have karaoke later today. This will be at 8:30 p.m. at Karaoke Camp Bar. It's 21 plus. If you're interested, go check it out. It's going to be a really fun time. There's also a tour of Stadium High happening on Saturday, July 12th. I believe this tour is full now, but Stadium High is featured in the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. Thank you for the reminder. And it's also considered one of the most haunted buildings in Tacoma. There's still tour slots available for the noon tour on Saturday if you are interested, so you can sign up for that. I believe that Paul Ivanov has posted about this in the Slack if you want to check it out. Again, sprints are going to be not at the Tacoma Convention Center. We're going to be at the William H. Phillip Hall. As Julie mentioned yesterday, there's many different directions that Google might send you. These are the directions that we recommend you follow. So if you notice on the bottom part of the screen where the final destination is, it's not off of the main street. It's on the backside in the walking corridor of the pedestrian walkway. Make sure you charge your laptops. We're not sure about how much charging space there's going to be. Just a reminder, we have a code of conduct. You can report things either through this QR code, use the form, or you can go up to one of the members of the Code of Conduct Committee. That is me and Matthew Fikert. We have a masking policy. The masking policy is that, if you feel like it, if you want to limit the spread of airborne disease, you can wear a mask, but we don't require masking, but we certainly encourage it. Okay, so upcoming today, we're going to have a keynote coming up right after this. Well, then right after, we'll go into the SciPy Tools plenary. We'll have a break. We'll go into talks. At lunch, we don't have any particular talk, but for those of us virtually and hybrid, we have lightning talks in Zoom, so you can join that if you feel like it. Then we'll go into track talks again, lightning talks in the afternoon, and then into BOF sessions. Again, the SciPy 2026 BOF is at 4:40. Another BOF I want to point out is for those of you that are first timers, if you have not contributed to a project and you want to participate in the sprints, this particular BOF is to help you get set up and learn how to make a pull request, how to get your development environment set up, and really be able to start sprints off sprinting.